So my current role is more of a techno-functional consultant. Like many of my colleagues, many of my friends get new jobs because of their connections in LinkedIn or Facebook or their college mates.
Hi, this is Isha Sonikar from Rajarshi Shahu College of Engineering, and we are back with the third video in Alumni Talk Series. So today we have Abhishek Gupta, who is a 2015 E&TC pass out from our college, and he's working right now in Accenture, and he has 4+ years of working experience in the industry. So let's begin with the interview.
Thank you, Isha, for introducing me. Am I audible?
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, so I was a student in RSCOE and I graduated in 2015. I was in E&TC. After that, I was placed in campus in L&T Infotech as a software engineer. So I was working in a .NET framework. So after working for 4 years, I thought that I need to upskill myself, and I had some inclination towards business management and administration. Because of which I chose to join MBA, and in MBA I chose my specialization as marketing and finance. And from the MBA, I got placed in Accenture. Right now, I am a business analyst, team leader, and right now my domain is supply chain and operations.
Okay. So like why exactly did you change your stream from completely technical to a non-technical stream? Is MBA really worth the hype since you have worked in the industry and now you're working with an MBA degree too? So is it worth the hype?
So I think there are two parts to the question. If I go to the first one, so my current role is more of a techno-functional consultant. So a technical consultant knows more about the technical aspect of the job of the business. The functional consultant knows more about the business aspect of the company. But a techno-functional consultant knows both aspects of the company, technical as well as functional, as well as the business part. So he knows both, so he can coordinate more easily with the client as well as the developers, what the clients need, how to document those, and inform them to the developers so that the client's needs are met as much as possible and developers can correctly like develop that product for the client. So I think right now my role is not like that. That technical role is not there. It is techno-functional role. And in current world, you cannot like pull out technology from anywhere. Even if you go finance, operations, HR, everywhere, technology is there. You cannot like be left out from technology. Even if you try to be non-functional, non-technical, there will be technology there. And second question is MBA worth the hype? So I think it depends on person to person, what he likes, what he dislikes, what are his inclination towards. So as I said, for me, like I love challenges. So in the initial part of my career, I was learning more about the languages and technical aspects. So my framework was .NET framework. And when I thought that right now all challenges I have achieved them, and I wanted to upskill myself, I also like handled my floor. I was a manager in my floor, so it was an annual event of my company. So I handled all those aspects of the role. So I think I thought that I needed to learn more about business aspect, administration aspect of this role. So because of that, I chose MBA. And right now, as my current role, I would say that MBA is worth the hype, but it depends on person to person. So right now, my role, it uses both technical as well as functional domains.
Okay, that's a really nice answer. So, uh, my next question is networking and personal branding really important? What is your take on it?
I think like networking is very important. Personal branding is very important. Like many of my colleagues, many of my friends get new jobs because of their connections in LinkedIn or Facebook or their college mates or something like that. So I think from employees' perspective, it is very beneficial. Your connections can get to you to a new job. And if we look at from the employer's perspective, there is a referral program in all companies because they think that right now our employee know our culture and he can get the correct candidate who can be like right for this culture. So because of that, if we look from employer's perspective as well as employees perspective, like connections are really important. Personal branding is really important. It can get to you to a new job, to a very great role that you want.
Okay. So my next question is, some say that we should take work experience before doing an MBA. Some say we should directly go for an MBA. So what does the industry needs currently, and what did you choose when you were in that phase? So please elaborate.
Like I would suggest that you should do an average of 2 years of job after doing your graduation, after doing your engineering, because you get to know how the corporate culture works, how it does not work. Like first I got into the corporate culture. It was very difficult for me to address some very elder colleagues as their names. But I used to call them sir and ma'am. But there was a training for 1 week in which we were told not to call them by sir or ma'am. We have to call them by their names. So it is very difficult. Like someone is of the age of your father. So it is very difficult to call them by their name. So I think these aspects of the corporate culture that you learn. So it is very necessary to first get in the corporate culture, then see what are the required skills, what are the required degree, whether you need masters or not, whether you need MBA or MTech, what do you need. So I think I would suggest working for around 2 years in the corporate culture and see what degree, what thing will be good for you, and decide upon that, because everyone's journey is different.
Yeah, I agree. So in your college days, how did you prepare for aptitude and placement?
So our college arranged an institute. It came to it came daily for around 2 or 3 weeks. They used to give problems on aptitude, and we used to solve them daily. And it was really like a competition thing. Like all your classmates are doing those aptitude questions, like how to come first and how to solve maximum questions in minimum time. Apart from that, there are some books of R.S. Agarwal, Quantitative and Logical Aptitude. So I think those really helped a lot. It is like a massive encyclopedia in which you can get all the questions, all the concepts in that. So apart from practicing those questions, those books also helped a lot.
Okay. So how was your experience as fresher in interviews? Like how were your first interviews, initial interviews, and are there any tips and tricks you would like to suggest to us?
Like for any interview, if we go, it was like very nervous thing. Like even if you prepare the whole book, we'll think that what will the interviewer ask. He should not ask the things that I don't know. So there is always this on the mind, and we'll be very nervous. But after the interview goes, we can observe that we have prepared much more than the interviewer asked. So it is like always a funny story in that aspect. And a suggestion for all the new candidates that will be going for the placement: study all the basic logics, basic questions of your branch, and study well upon the company that you're going to interview in, because that will really impress the interviewer.
Okay, thank you. So, as you have completed your MBA, would you like to tell us what kind of preparation we need to do for an MBA?
So first comes the entrance exam. In that also, like, aptitude questions are there, but in that what can happen is time will be very less. You have to learn how to manage your time according to the weightage of the questions. And that is only the 50 or 40% of the entrance exam. That is, after that, there is like GDPI process. So in Symbiosis, the entrance exam is called SNAP. And after you pass SNAP, there is the second process, which is called GE PIVAT, group exercise, personal interview, written ability test. So in that, the interviewers are there, and GE is like GD, group discussion. You'll be given a topic, and upon that, you have to discuss among a group of 6 people. After that, personal interview, like what is your past, what have you studied, do you have current work experience or not, and why MBA. So questions like these will be asked in PI, and then written ability test. So you'll be shown a picture or a video, and you have to write a story within 10 minutes. So this is the second process. So both have like 50-50% weightage, and after that, you get acknowledgement of the admission.
Oh, okay. So, who do you think that who should go for an MBA?
So I think anyone who want to know more about businesses, like how the financial sheets work, how the share markets work, because there is some study upon that in financial analysis also. And who wants to know more about how the psychology works. Suppose if I'm selling Colgate, then how to attract the customer to buy my product and not go for Pepsodent or something like that. Then if I talk about more about operations, so like we order right now in Amazon or Flipkart or Myntra. So right after ordering, we get our products within 2 days. So what is the backend of this organization? What is the backend of the product? How are they supplying? How are they demanding? How are they managing the web development part of it? So whoever is interested in these aspects, they can join MBA. It is very interesting field for them.
Okay. So as you completed your engineering first, then you took job experience for 4 years and then you went for an MBA. So does the engineering experience and the job experience that you collected over 8 years, does it really help you right now with your current job?
So last year I was interning in a startup. It was an edtech startup. So it was basically an application in which teacher used to upload assignments or classes, and the students needed to download those classes and assignments and needed to complete them. So I was working as a product manager there. So first of them will be I had to test how the product is working, whether there is any bug in that or not. So in that aspect, my technical experience come in handy. And coming from business perspective, how should the application look? What colors should be used? And how to attract more teachers and more students in this application. So it had the mix of both the technical as well as business perspective, and it was very useful in that role.
Okay. So, uh, having done MBA, so like, does MBA have scope beyond the corporate world? And are there any career options in other sectors?
So yeah, there are very great opportunities in MBA after doing MBA. So you can go for entrepreneurship, like you can develop your own product. Like we are seeing right now, like Zomato have opened its IPO. So in 2010, it was a startup. How it became a big company like that because it had opened its IPO only. So if you study MBA, those skills, you can learn how to make your own product, like in technical aspects also, how to develop my own product.
Okay. So, what are the common myths revolving around MBA graduates?
So first myth can be like MBA people are very extrovert, they talk a lot. So it is a majority, but it should not be taken as a granted thing. So all the introverts out there, you don't have to fear. You can also do MBA even if you, but the primary thing should be you should have interest. If you don't have interest, you should not come. If you have interest, if you think that this can add value to your profile, then you should of course come.
Okay. So, those are all the questions I have for you today. Thank you so much for giving us your time.
Thank you so much, Isha. It was nice talking to you. It is always nice to connect to the alma mater. I will always remember RSCOE. Thank you.